The amount of times that I tried to Shazam the last song from this week's episode of Doc, only to find that it's not actually anywhere, a little bit disappointing. But if you haven't seen season 2, episode 1, you can go ahead and save this and come back to it. Otherwise, grab your drink, settle in. It is time for another savvy debrief while we start our journey with season 2 of Doc. Quick note, season 1 is actually now on Netflix. It's no longer on Hulu, so if you need to go back and rewatch it or you just want to start watching Doc, that's the place. I'm not sure that I was expecting for us to say that Amy and Michael were saying goodbye and that was what Jake saw, but I'm here for it. Now that we have more episodes this season, though, I really need Sonya to get her own love interest because right now she's just moony eyes at Jake, and I would like for Jake and Amy to actually have some time together. I think it's important that we see that relationship develop, partly because I just don't really want her to be with Michael right now, and his wife kind of irritates me. However, because we have more episodes, I would really like for us to spend more time on Jake. They did a good job at kind of dropping little truths throughout season 1 because we only had 10 episodes, and really this show is heavily focused on Doc. But I feel like there's so much potential to give him more. He really eats up every scene he's in. I would like for him also have space to go emotionally more in depth. We got such a beautiful moment with Michael this week. That moment that we see him going through all of the emotions of realizing that he has a new child, feeling all of the grief of what it means to have a son again, and to say that he has a son and it not be a son that's passed away. And then the moment where he's happy and joyful, just watching him be able to have that full moment was so incredibly beautiful. And I feel like the writers have done such a good job with the show and really making these characters emotionally intelligent to not be typecast into a typical role. We've done a great job at establishing that immediately with everyone, but I do feel like they gave themselves wiggle room to not have to fully commit, and I'm looking for them to do a little bit more of actually pushing us down specific roads this season. I did a deep dive on all of the producers, and I have to say, I've already loved this show, but seeing what their previous work is has really established why I love it and the history of who they worked with and what they've learned from. And now that we're playing with the idea of getting Amy's memory back, I trust that they're not going to overuse that as a storytelling option. Very curious to see how they use it to change all of these relationship dynamics. Starting the season with a hostage situation feels like an interesting choice. It's something that feels inevitable for every type of this kind of show. Part of me is glad we've gotten it out of the way, but I'm very curious to see how season 2 continues to develop. I'm newer to the show, but absolutely obsessed with it, so I will be continuing to do debriefs, but let me know if we need to go back and chat about season 1.